After taking a little break in our kitchen renovation to welcome our beautiful baby boy to the world, we are getting back to it. This week we're installing our custom hood and finishing up the cabinetry that has been months in the making with walnut cabinet doors, crown molding, and custom cabinet feet.
Just where it was needed.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel and our kitchen renovation. Last time you saw me, I had a baby bump. We had our baby. We are so excited, but we did put a little bit of a pause on the kitchen renovations so that we could adjust. New normal, new life, new wonderful life. We have been just over the moon. So if you want to see our birth story, I have a full vlog, our full birth story, over on my other channel. We are back in the swing of things. We are picking up the kitchen renovation where we left off. We're going to be finishing off the cabinetry. The hood is coming today, I think, and then maybe in a few days they're going to start bringing all of our cabinet doors. And then of course all of the cabinetry is still the natural walnut color in here, as you can see, and we're going to be staining all of it. It's going to be like a dark, beautiful color. I'm so excited to have a kitchen back. We have been making do with our temporary kitchen for a while, and it's been working just fine, even with a baby. Let's see how much we can get done this week, and we should be nearing the end of like final touches, finishing touches of pretty much everything, which is so exciting. And then we can get to decorating. I'm just like so excited. Also, something that they did work on after I saw you last was they put this bottom piece is now a platform. And so we can actually set the microwave and the toaster oven so it's not a shelf, like kind of like drawer like this, which I like so much better. So this is going to be so much more functional for us to pull out. And I was like, oh, I don't know how we're gonna open the microwave, the door. I would have to build it up a little bit. We fixed it. So excited about all of this storage.
Good? Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, we need to go.
Obviously not stained, but this is the exact profile that I wanted. Inspiration from my old furniture pieces. So there's actually a added molding here. So good. progress. They just broke for lunch and I came to take a peek. The cabinet doors. I swear every major thing that we do in the kitchen makes it look further and further, obviously further and further more complete, but you get to feel the scale of it all, if that makes sense. Like, we didn't get to feel how big the room really felt without anything in it. And then when they brought the cabinet boxes in, we started to feel like, okay, still feels really big, if not even bigger. And now with the scale of the cabinet doors and things being closed up, it's giving. These are all going to be glass front doors, and I need to measure, they're still working on all of them. Oh yeah. I need to measure for the glass so that we can give them a call and get those on order. For these cabinets, I want to do reeded glass. You could actually call them, they're called several different things. Reeded, fluted, ribbed, all the same type of glass. It's the little ridges going from top to bottom on the glass pane. Because I feel like that's what's gonna make these cabinets just have like a showstopper special moment instead of being solid. I felt like it was just gonna be so much more pretty. For my prettier dishes, the coffee bar is obviously right here. They really thought about all these small details, which I'm so happy about because you know I'm a detail person as well. My contractor recommended this for our under cabinet lighting. So we're gonna have lighting that goes all up under here. And instead of just having a piece that's kind of stuck up under the cabinetry, they really thought about this. They're actually adding an additional piece of wood, and they've channeled out a cut so that the lights actually slide in. This adds such a higher level of like detail and polish, I feel like, and not that you'll ever really see it. I mean, who's gonna dip down and like look underneath the cabinet? But I'll know it's there, and it adds such a level of like detail. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm very excited that they recommended that. So this whole piece is gonna go underneath like that and be super polished underneath. Love. How good does this hood look? It's like when I dream something up in my head, I never quite know if it's gonna come out the same that I envision it, you know, or you're gonna have to modify as you go. Like, I didn't know what was possible when I sketched this hood. Look at it. It's so good. Like all the detailing, like the molding that the designer found, oh, chef's kiss. Amazing. I love the soft arches to flow with the other things in our house, you know, like the arches that I did already, so it's gonna have some cohesiveness and some flow. They already have the hood insert in here, although it's probably gonna go in and out as they like attach the blower and things, or they may go from the top, I'm not sure. Do the scoop out here to the feed into the corbels, which they have the corbels up, one of them up. The other one has electrical in the way. So the electrician has to come out and make some tweaks now that the cabinetry is in place. But this one I'm actually going to remove because we're gonna work on them. We're gonna either strip them or do something to them. I think I definitely wanna strip them and let's see what kind of shape the raw wood is in. I feel like that's what I'm gonna like the most. Okay, they can't stay up here like this. It's like literally chipping paint. You don't want that around your food, you know? To the sloped back up there, I'm in love. To the boxes, to the spice boxes that are in here that just, I felt like we were just utilizing the space, you know, a little better, adding a little pop of interest on the inside. Because you're gonna be at the stove right here cooking, and you could grab anything. You could grab salt and pepper, maybe I'll put that, who knows? As we live in the kitchen and as we use it, we'll know what needs to go where, kind of thing. The cabinet doors are beautiful. Obviously this is raw walnut right now. It's got a lot of purple in it. We still need to do finishes on it. We need to stain it. So it's really essentially going to be a walnut stain on walnut wood, but just to cancel out this purple is what I really wanted, and I also wanted it darker. But I love the profile. I love the added molding that came with this specific design of a cabinet front. So good. I love that it deadens and it's like kind of inset into the sides here. That's something that I didn't do in the cottage. I actually used face frames, so the cabinet door sat on top and then all the cabinet doors kind of sat next to each other. I like this style a lot. I love that we did something different in this kitchen. Look at all the storage in just this one cabinet. 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. Now this one in particular, this unit, I'll tell you guys a little secret. I actually contemplated canceling this unit, like just like not having a unit there. I felt like it would be the perfect place and opportunity to have some open shelves and do something more decorative. But after talking to Romeo about it, and after we had already raised up that cabinetry over there, so we were losing a little bit of storage by raising it up to have countertop space. If I was gonna cancel another unit, it was definitely, this is a huge unit. Like this is going to store so much that I was just like, okay, I can't do that to us. We really wanna optimize the space. I don't need to make something specific for like more decorative purposes, but of course we could have plates and, you know, like drinkware on it and such. But the reason I wanted to do it is because the back door and the window are here. I felt like where you are when you walked into the kitchen, this area back here by the door and the window got a little bit tight, you know, with cabinetry uppers and cabinetry lowers. I was like, well, it would give a little bit of breathing room if this cabinet wasn't here and it was just shelving, you know, it would add a little bit. But it would also throw off the balance on each side of the windows. It was a whole thing. So we decided to keep it. So these are gonna be all glass. So they won't be super like see-through. You'll still see things inside, but it'll be a little bit diffused because of all the texture in the glass. Right now, my contractor is actually on his way with the finisher so that he can look at the cabinetry and the hood so we can determine what the next phase is. The finisher is going to be staining all the cabinetry as per our sample, which I love, and also painting the hood. So we need to just like walk through, see when he can start, how long it's going to take, so on and so forth. But I think it's, we're getting there. We're getting there. They're much more uniform than the original sample that we were talking about.
But you have a little bit, but Fernando will...
That's pretty. That's
we didn't select.
gorgeous.
No, yeah.
Okay, so
Let's do
let's...
Stunning.
Okay, now talk, guys.
Your stage.
My stage?
Yeah.
I like it. I wish all my contractors were this helpful.
But
I have
take
to
time.
cover all of these holes for
Oh my
90% of my other people.
Oh, and he's
That's
spent,
why I
like-
love him. He does good work. We communicate. We don't BS.
Yeah, no, it's take a lot
No,
of
he
time.
spent a lot of time doing all of that, like even putting that piece up and making it all
And he left
seamless.
the nose, like, because he's
He's
working
prepared
with
for
it.
you.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, cabinetry stain.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what he did to get this.
They will communicate.
Okay. He like bleached out the, because that was my concern with the color of the cabinetry, was all of the purple undertones that the
Well,
walnut has
when you
in
have a
it.
dark color, you don't really need to bleach it.
As long as I don't
Because
see
it
purple.
causes the little, like, the little
I see
speckling.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I know how to
You
stick it
make-
where it's.
I want
Maybe
it
we're the
warm,
sample.
not purple.
Oh,
I mean, you see this?
I already
Right.
know what you want. I already know what I can do. I just needed to look at it.
Exactly. So what I want
That
to
works
do,
great.
make a sample.
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. I can make you something.
Can we start tomorrow? Gilberto say okay?
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Oh, I got a 3-week-old in the kitchen. You can come right now. Right now.
No, I'm not that ready, but.
Okay, the floors stay.
Oh wow. Okay, we'll cover them. We'll cover them. Don't
Yeah.
Like,
worry. I'll use some Ramboard. Don't worry. And you want it in a matte finish, the staining, right? To be sealed in a matte finish.
As low as a sheen as possible.
I use a dead flat material that's like, we use it a lot for finishing. It's flat, like flat.
Perfect.
Doesn't-
I want it durable, but I want it.
The only
low
sheen
You'll
you'll
make
see is a
yourself.
little bit of natural light, but that's about it. He has more than enough days, because if anything, if you have the color of this,
Yeah.
I'd like to get started on
Yeah,
this.
I was sampling like 3 different ones. I'll finalize it today. I'll have it here for you.
Perfect, because I'll just start prepping tomorrow anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll bring one of my guys.
this is the final result.
We got a lot of prep work to do before we even touch
Okay,
any
so
finish,
what's gonna
so
happen
you're
here?
good.
What's gonna
Okay.
happen?
Okay, I'll bring my tools, and I'll check it. Yeah.
No, so make
Devil in the details. I love my contractor so much. I mean, he sees the smallest, minute issue with the corner. I mean, he actually sees things that I don't see, which is saying crazy. Like, I see like this small, like when I walk into a room, I can see like a picture on the wall that's like slightly crooked or slightly off. I knew the ceilings in here in different rooms were like 1/8 to 1/4 inch off. Like, he has an incredible eye for detail, so I'm really excited that he came to just kind of like walk the project like at this particular stage, because we're still fine-tuning those little pieces. They have some crown molding that they have to bring back. He ran out, so he wants continuous pieces. He doesn't like to chop up crown molding, which makes a super polished look. So they have 2 spots where they need to add crown. We have a couple of doors that we're reordering because they had like a little torquing issue, which is the same issue that I had when I did all of the doors in the cottage. The torquing, the bowing of the larger doors is problematic, I guess, for not only human-made doors, but machine-made doors too. Romeo and I are going to install the fridge in its position and then run the cords off to the side as per the specs for this fridge, because I've already installed it once. So then the plumber can actually install it to the line for the water for the ice maker. That's the only thing that's attached to this, but we can get it into place. They can order the doors for that. And then the finisher will pretty much be here all week to stain all of the cabinetry, and we have to pick a color for the hood. So I've always really wanted the hood to be a showstopper piece. I mean, I sketched it. It came from my own like imagination. It was perfected between me and the cabinetry designer, and we worked together, and it's just like such a beautiful piece that originally when I was designing the kitchen, I thought I would just do the hood the same color as the wall. So it would be the sculpture clay by Behr. And it would kind of just be nice and pretty, a pretty shape, but it would almost disappear. And it would be like a really like neutral hood next to all of the warm cabinetry that we're about to stain these cabinets, right? And more I thought about it, and I was like, I just feel like I'm doing this hood a disservice, and if I'm going to take any risk anywhere, I would always want to do it when it's just paint. When if I make a choice and I take a risk and I try something different, if it doesn't work out, it's just paint, and we can paint it a different color. Now, I will have to paint it a different color. They're obviously only gonna paint this once for me. So it is a big risk, but I feel like I wanna do it. So here's some inspiration pictures that I've been saving of a combination of a rich wood with this blue color that I'm obsessed with. And I don't want this kitchen to just be all neutral. I would love for there to be a pop of some color, even in a subtle, dusty kind of way. If you can see in these inspiration pictures, the color is beautiful with all of the tones that I've been putting into the kitchen. I've used this color in decor throughout our house because of how beautiful it pairs, and it brings a bit of happiness to a space. I feel like it just brightens it up a little bit. And I've also been obsessed with this type of color for several years now. If you've been following along on my vlog channel, you know that I just like keep gravitating towards it. Seen them use this color called Skylight, and that's this one right here. Very light, has some green undertones, which isn't cornflower blue. Cornflower blue has more of a lavender undertone. In here now, I'm seeing a lot more green, so I'm definitely thinking that this is not the direction that I want to go, but we need to go get some paint swatches, kind of dusty blue, maybe leaning towards a tinge of cornflower blue in the lavender, but not too much. I've never seen this color before, French Toile. Have some really pretty new colors from Benjamin Moore. These are the two that I was looking at from Farrow and Ball, Skylight and Denimes. And I just pulled out some more to like play with, but I want to try this color, this dusty cornflower color, like both of these actually. I like the tone of. So we can have blues that have a green undertone, a purple undertone. They can be a lot lighter, a lot darker. I got options, and I always like to start with the paper version paint swatches because obviously they're free, and you can kind of get closer to what you're kind of going for. Benjamin Moore has this color called Dusty Cornflower, and I was like, Dusty Cornflower sounds exactly like what I want. But they didn't have any like paper swatches, so I got the book. Let's give it a whirl. It looks a little darker than I had kind of imagined, but this is Dusty Cornflower. This is a lighter version of it, which is Intuition, which is also really pretty. We're just gonna start putting things up here and refer back to kind of like my inspiration of like buildings with this color on it, or windows or pieces of furniture that have this color. They have this color called French Toile as well, which was also really pretty. But you have to see it in the space, you know what I mean? Like, we also have skylights, so that's gonna like definitely change, you know, what's happening. This one is a lot more green, silken blue. I'm gonna put it up here for funsies. I like to stand back from it and start with what I don't like and start eliminating those out of it. So I go right into it thinking like, oh, I like this one. I never can pick one I like, but I can pick what I don't like. Okay, I know right off the bat, this one's too green and this one's too dark. Ow! And I'm gonna take some of these cards away, these that are too green. I know I didn't want it, I just wanted it to make sure. I think if anything, I'd wanna go more of a lavender undertone because the walnut naturally has lavender and it'll pair nicely. I don't know if I said that before, but that's like my gut. The French Toile has a lot of light reflectiveness. It's appearing a lot lighter in the space than I had imagined. I want to come back in here at night or like at the sunset, like when the light isn't so harsh in here, because that's also important to see at different times of day. This one with the dining room area, this blue on the wall is much darker, but I love it with like the warmer wood. It's really pretty. Whereas this blue around the window is much more like the French Toile color. It's much more that French blue color and a lot lighter, which has like that reflectiveness that's up there. Okay, I've got it narrowed down to like less than half of the ones that I picked up. There are a couple of tones that I can't decide which way I want to go until I see it at different times of day, so I'm going to look later tonight. Some of you guys are going to think I'm absolutely crazy for wanting to paint this hood blue. Some of you guys are going to think like this is not a big deal, like this isn't even like really that crazy of an idea. I'm just pushing a boundary, and if I'm not pushing our boundaries, are we really even having any fun with our decor? Do you know what I mean? Like we've got to try new things because I think if I don't try and paint this color, I'll always wonder what it could have looked like. You know, like the safe option is painting it the same color as the wall color in here, the sculptor clay. But like, why play it safe at this point? Like, what? It's just paint. Do you know what I mean? Like, You guys let me know what you think in the comments, but I'm definitely going with a version of what we see here. And then we'll see how it all pans out. So you have to tune in to see how it all pans out.
Little turnings on it.
You really like what? Oh, the Lazy Susan?
Yeah.
Okay, so Romeo said when all of this was just still an idea, it was still a work in progress. When we found the corbels, he said, don't leave them like that. He didn't like the chippy paint. And what did you just say to me?
It looks good just like that.
And I kind of wanted to keep them chippy and just seal them. Obviously, we have to do something to them because it can't just be like continuous chipped off paint. We can seal them as is, like this, in all their rustic glory.
Oh, it looks good.
I think they add so much history like this, and then just seal them with several times.
I like it.
You like it like this?
I like it.
I mean, it would be a lot less work than, I think it adds so much character. And then this being painted, and we just kind of gravitated towards the same color. So you guys let us know what you think. Should we leave the corbels chippy?
Strip or no strip?
Stripped or no stripped? Because I would strip the paint off and then just leave them raw. That was kind of my plan. But I do kind of like them like this. I think that they're so interesting. Like, where were you? What color were you? Kind of thing.
I like
They're
it.
kind of like distressed in all the right ways.
Mm.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of renovating our kitchen. If you're not all caught up thus far with everything that we've done in this space, I will leave the playlist linked for you so you can get caught up. We've done crazy things, from demoing a wall to demoing the old kitchen to design, and all of the process that we've been through with the cabinetry, which is the most particular and tedious portion of making this into our dream kitchen. We're so close to the finish line on this kitchen, which I'm very excited, so that we can get our stuff moved back in here and we can just start to enjoy it and decorate, of course. So you're not gonna wanna miss the next couple of episodes because we are wrapping up the kitchen renovation, and you and I and Romeo and all of us collectively get to finally see what this kitchen is gonna look like just from the sketches that I had just a few months ago. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification if you're not already subscribed to my channel. If you want more behind the scenes, I also have a vlog channel where you get to see so much more behind the scenes. I shop for things that I've already purchased to go into this kitchen, like lighting and furniture or dining room table and stuff. So definitely check it out if you want even more content. And I will see you guys again in 2 Sundays. Countertops. We're doing countertops and finishes. Pretty stuff. Bye guys. Coming up next in our kitchen renovation, fabricators are on their way to take the templates for our countertops. So it won't be seamless, but we could have enough to do.
I think so.
Yeah. I've never gotten to see this part. This is so fun. They're gonna put the templates back on.